All right, hello guys. It is Tuesday, March 10th, and it is 2:23 p.m. Yesterday, I had cleaned the apartment a little bit. My robot vacuum was being a little weird. It was being weird because I haven't changed the mop pad in a really long time. It was fully my fault. I had to go wash it out by hand. And I did a little bit of coursework yesterday that I had to do. I hopped into a call with a classmate so that he could record his speech because he had been out of town for about a week. Then I scheduled some doctor's appointments because I discovered that my insurance is weird now and they changed a bunch of rules, and now I have to change how I go about getting care. And then in the evening, everything just went to shit yesterday evening. I tried to cook dinner and I burnt something so bad that I set the fire alarm off for over like 5+ minutes. And it overstimulated me to the point of apparently not shutting off my gas stove. So my gas was just on for like 2 hours after that. Thank God my windows were open. And thank God I went to go make some more food later because I caught it and didn't just go to sleep with my gas on. Then when I decided to have that second bit of food, because I burnt half of my dinner at the start of the meal, the second half of my food made me sick, and so I was sick for several hours last night. Then there was another thing that I was talking about, and this is still in the talks. This is still in talks. But I think, so I'm speaking with a woman that owns a rescue. I had posted something on my local word of mouth group saying, hey, I am thinking about getting another cat because my cat Lucas is an asshole to Andy. And I think it's because it's not really like it's not that they don't get along. It's that I think they're used to having so many more animals in the house, not just the two of them. Like they have had multiple cats in the house their whole lives. And I think with Lucas, it's just becoming this ongoing problem of not having somebody who plays the same way he does. Because Andy just likes to lay. He's very lethargic. He likes to just sleep and lay, and sometimes he'll play a little bit, but like after 5 or so minutes, he's done. Andy's old. He's like almost 18. He's fat. He has a heart murmur. He does play, and he does enjoy playing, but he doesn't like playing the way that Lucas does. And between the jealousy of them both wanting to lay on me at the same time, paired with the fact that they don't really play the same way and they're in a completely new environment with no cats other than just the two of them, I think they'd do better with more cats. So I was looking into getting a third, and I said, hey, I'm looking into getting a third cat. However, I'm open to getting a bonded pair. I got a bunch of people saying, contact this person. And I ended up finding one, and his name was Joey. He was so fucking cute. And so I was given the owner's contact information, and so I called her. And she was telling me about how she usually plays like cat matchmaker. And she was like, well, tell me what you're looking for, like what you need. And so I explained to her, like, just think that my younger of the two seniors needs a playmate. I think he just needs somebody to hang out with. Somebody that's chill, but not like Andy, not lethargic. And she said, well, as much as Joey is so sweet, I don't think he's going to be a good pair because I think he's just going to piss your cats off. Joey is very hyper. He's very energetic. And she said that she just thinks that it's not going to be a good fit. However, she did suggest another cat, but it's two. She suggested one called Little Dude and one called Babyzilla. And then she also mentioned their mother and how all three of them were together. I didn't realize when I spoke to her that the mom, Cosmo, was living with them. For some reason, I just thought she was like foster mom, not like real mom. So I say, yeah, I'm interested in getting Zilla and Lil Dude. Oh, you're fine. What was that? I'm sorry. You're okay. I decided that I'm gonna probably get those two. I don't want to separate them. And then I realized that Cosmo was their actual mother, and I was like, well, I don't want to take them away from their mom, especially when they've lived with her this long. So I might be getting 3 cats. I might be getting 3 additional cats in this house. I'm nervous, but I'm excited. So I'm going to technically be fostering them. I don't know when, but at some point, I'm going to be fostering them to make sure that Lucas and Andy get along with them, because that's the whole purpose of all of this. What are you licking my feet for, weirdo? Gross. God. That's the whole purpose, is it's getting more cats, regardless of the number, is for them. It's mostly for them. I do, however, want more cats. So, living out my crazy cat lady legacy. But I do want them to have access to more animals. I do want them to have little buddies and little friends. But I'm actually going to go because I very suddenly feel like I'm going to fucking throw up. So I'm going to take that as this honestly is probably my blood sugar. I haven't fucking eaten today. I haven't put shit in my body, and I'm also not talking right. So I don't know because I need to change my glucose monitor. So I don't know what the fuck my sugar is. So yay. I am going to go and change my monitor and then get something to eat so that I don't fall over and fucking die because that's kind of seeming like where we're going. So I'll talk to you guys later. I'll actually see you in the bathroom probably. Hi, we're doing my continuous glucose monitor. Mine expired just a little bit ago, and so we're putting a new one in. I think I'm gonna go slightly above. So like right here, we're just gonna get this whole section, let it dry. I think that's dry. And I'll just hope and pray. Relax my arm. 3, 2, 1, please don't hurt. Oh! That one hurt. Oh, fuck. Did it even go in? The needle didn't retract. Hold on. How goes it, everybody? Today is Saturday, March 14th. It is 12:37 a.m. and Andy is coming. And here he is. Hi. Lucas is on the heating pad currently. So... Oh, I'm sorry. You're okay. So, it's been a long couple of days. So the 11th, I had a therapy session with a man. He was a little bit weird, but not in like a really bad kind of way. He just had a couple questions that I would deem inappropriate about my trauma. But overall, he was fine. So I do think I'm going to continue seeing him weekly. Alongside my current therapist. I love her. I will not be dropping her. However, I do think that I need more care, especially considering she can't always see me every week. There are some weeks where she just can't see me, and sometimes I have to wait 2 weeks to see her, and I just don't think I'm in a position right now to be sometimes seen bi-weekly and sometimes seen every week. So I think I would rather have the instance where I'm just getting therapy twice a week, but sometimes once a week. So I had that appointment, and I had my success coaching appointment as well before therapy, and that went well. I just told her about the cats. And I had my special occasion speech it wasn't due, but we were, me and my public speaking group did our presentations on Wednesday, and I did my speech about my best friend. I did a toast to us being friends for 10 years, or almost 10 years. And I sent it to her, and her first reaction was to meme the outfit that I was wearing. I was wearing a long cardigan, and she said something I don't remember her exact quote, but she said, I had to pause the video because when you stepped back and like you were fully in frame, I was just like bewildered that you were wearing a wizard's jacket. And then on Thursday, I had a doctor's appointment at 2 p.m. and he really sucked. He just didn't really listen to anything I had to say. He was being weird and he acted like he didn't want to do his job. So I just took him off my care team and I scheduled with somebody else. I scheduled with a woman. So that appointment was on Thursday at 2 p.m. She was significantly better. However, she suggested nothing, just about. She said, well, why don't you just follow up with an endocrinologist? I'd love to. All of them suck in my area. But anyway, today was very busy. I did laundry just about all day, and I hurt my back doing laundry this morning. I had accidentally filled my bucket a little too much with water, and my thought was, that's not that bad. So I picked it up, and I was like, ooh, that kind of hurt. And I poured the bucket in my washer, and then I continued with my morning, and I kept washing laundry. And then I was like, man, my back still hurts. So I started doing some stretches, and one of the stretches I did really fucked me up. And I had to just lay down for like 20 minutes. And even then, it hurts bad. It still hurts, but it's not as bad as it was by any means. I didn't really do much today except for laundry. So today is Saturday, March 14th, is 11:46 p.m. Today has been egregious. Come on. Okay. So, as you might hear, new cats are here. They are in quarantine in my bedroom, and I will get into why shortly. So I woke up at like 10 today. I laid on the couch until about 11, and then I started doing my cleaning. I cleaned out my bathroom so that if I needed to lock them in the bathroom for whatever reason, I could. And then I cleaned the bedroom. I thought I cat-proofed it, but I did not, and I will once again get into that shortly. And around 12:30, the woman that owns the calls me and says, "Hey, I am leaving the house now. I have to do a couple of things, but is it okay if I," she said, like, I might be a little bit early. Is it okay? And I said, yeah, that's fine. I'm just, cleaning, getting the house put together. I just need to take my trash out and do a picture of the apartments when I go take my trash out. And she never told me when she was like actually on the way to me, like she was going to. She said, I have to do a couple things. When I'm actually on the way to your place, I'll let you know. And she didn't, because that's when I was gonna go take my trash out and then also take a picture of the front of the apartment so that she knew what complex I lived in. But she figured it out, so she didn't really need it, I guess. So the cats get here at like 1:30. I think that's when she got here. I put them in the bedroom, and my cats, Lucas and Andy, were on the porch at that time. I put food and water out there. Knew I was gonna have to keep them out there for a while because I knew that I was going to have to clean the apartment after she left, and then clean the bedroom and clean the bathroom and take a shower. So I put their stuff out there so that they would be okay for a longer period of time. And they were. They chilled. They had no problem with there. They didn't freak out at all, which was really nice, because they do sometimes realize that they're locked on the porch and freak out a little bit, which I always feel bad for. But if they're being put on the porch, they're out there for a reason, whether it's because the apartment is dirty and I need to mop with cleaner and I don't want their paws in cleaner, or I'm doing something that requires cleaning the bedroom. Anyway, so they get here. I notice who I'm calling Little Cowboy right now. He doesn't officially have a name. I noticed that he had a lot of... I groomed them a little bit. I wiped them down with kitten wipes because I thought that was going to be it. I thought that would be plenty. It wasn't. He ended up being covered in what was flakes of dried blood. I was like, oh my god, I don't know who is bleeding, but I need to give these cats a bath. So I had to stop what I was doing, put a wrench in all of the cleaning plans I had, and go get them a bath. And so I bathed them, and that was a hassle. That was horrible. And I didn't even clean them very well because it was still on him. Like, the little white spots on his paws were fucking red still, because I didn't get all of it because I couldn't. And so I ended up just putting them in the bedroom, kind of quarantining them, because I didn't know why there was dried blood. I couldn't figure out what the purpose was, what the reason was. I left my cats on the porch for a little while. And then I cleaned the bathroom, took a shit, and I contacted the lady and I said, hey, I just want to let you know this is what's going on. And she was like, well, it could be flea dirt. I would bet that they were covered in fleas. They smelled like pee when I picked them up. I probably should have brought them to the groomer before. And I was like, Diva, I asked you yesterday if you would bring them to the groomers and you said no. And then you picked them up and they smell like cat pee and you didn't say, hey, actually, I'm going to be a little bit late. I need to take them to the groomers. They smell like piss. No, she just gives them to me smelling like piss and covered in flea dirt instead, knowing I have 2 senior cats that I would really rather not have a flea problem with, or a flea problem at all. I don't know if these cats have fleas still. So now the cats are quarantined in the bed. Lucas fucking hates them, of course. He's the one I got them for. Andy could not care less. He sat here grooming himself, and Lucas is down there glaring at the door, growling. He's not growling right this second, but he's been growling and hissing at the door. And Andy couldn't care less. I know them because I've seen him react to them a couple times by looking over when they start meowing, but then he just stops caring. Like, he doesn't give a fuck. And I wish Lucas would be the same, but he, I guess, is a lot more fucking lively, which is great, but, I mean, dude, settle the fuck down. They're, 1, like, out, like, in another room, but 2, they're fucking kittens. It's been a very long day, and my contamination OCD has been really rough with this. I was spiraling and freaking out over the whole thing, like with her telling me, like, oh yeah, they probably have this and probably fleas and blah 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 blah. So I asked her if she tomorrow and pick them up. I said, could you bring them to a groomer? Like, could you come pick them up tomorrow and get them groomed professionally? Because I can't groom them properly. I tried. I gave them a bath, and all it did was stress them out. I didn't even get the shit off of them. And she was like, yeah, I can do them up. I said, okay, what time works best for you? And she said, probably not the morning, because I was supposed to, tomorrow was supposed to be my only day off. And I was like, girl, I didn't say this, but I was like, girl, if you had done what I had asked initially, which was take them to the groomers today before you brought them here, you would have a day off tomorrow. And I hate to sound like a bitch, you know, I think everybody deserves a day off. Could have gotten a day off if she did her due diligence and brought those cats to a groomer. Especially because she left her house early. She got here like 30 minutes early. She could have been a little late. I wouldn't have cared. That would have given me more time to clean and prepare and to think about how I want to set the apartment up for these cats. Granted, yeah, I should have been thinking about it sooner, but I've been busy with other stuff, so I wasn't really thinking about, like, how do I want to set this up. Currently, I have Lucas and Andy's litter box out here, and their food bowls and water bowls out here, and then I have the kitten stuff in the bedroom and bathroom. Mostly because I know that Lucas and Andy know where their litter box is, and I don't want the kittens to have to deal with, like, oh, the litter box was here, but now it's here, you know? So I would rather have Lucas and Andy be a little bit confused, because they know where their litter box is. It's gonna go right back where it was. Then the kittens be confused about where the box is. And then on top of that, this area, the living room, has a lot more places that they worm their ways into. Like, for example, when I let them out here, because I was going to have them out here first, the fucking girl cat wormed her way into my shoes after I bathed her. I got a full bath, and she, got into my shoes, which I deliberately have away because I don't even want my shoes on my floor, let alone a cat to be laying on them. Like, I have a shoe rack and it's tucked in a corner for a reason, and she got herself right on top of all my shoes that I go to the doctor's office in and everything else. Scooped her out of there, brought her to the bedroom, wiped her down with a kitten wipe, because I was like, I'm not giving you another fucking bath. And then Cowboy, which I don't know what I'm gonna name. I have names kind of in mind, but I'm 100% sure. I might tell you the other names here soon. But he had wedged himself behind my TV, like behind the TV stand. And if he went enough, he could have managed to get behind my fridge and stove, because there's a big gap between the two of them. And that gap you can go straight through from behind my TV. So I probably need to push that back, I need to push my TV back so that that doesn't happen again. But, and then when they first before I took Lucas and Andy's litter box out of the bedroom, because their litter box is in my closet, so I keep the closet doors open. I just finished all of my laundry yesterday. I got caught up for the first time in years yesterday. I still have wet clothes I need to dry, but I got caught up for the first fucking time in years. And let me tell you what these cats did. They go and get up into my clean towels, which is several shelves high. It's like 4 or 5 shelves tall in my closet. My clean towels before I could even bathe them. So now all my towels are dirty, and now I can't use them. And now they need to be rewashed, which is so frustrating because, again, and then on top of that, I had to put, well, I didn't have to, but I'm glad I did, but I put protective barrier sheets on my couch and on my bed, because I was worried that she would try to use my couch or try to use my bed as furniture to put things on. And she did. When she rested her dirty cat carriers on the back of my couch, and thank fucking God I had a sheet covering it. And then same with the bed. She put the fucking raw dog, disgusting dirty carriers on my bed, pulled out these cats that have all of these nasty fucking things on them, and then she did their chips in here. And I'm so glad that I had the barrier sheets, but it was just frustrating in general, because what if I didn't do that? What if I didn't think to do that? I would have had I still have more to wash now. Now I have to wash these barrier sheets. And then I also have to wash the blanket in my bathroom because the kittens were laying on the blanket in my bathroom that I have for Andy because he likes to sleep in the laundry basket. And I converted the laundry basket into a bed for him because he liked to sleep in it so much. And now he can't even fucking sleep in there until these cats get used to each other, which really sucks for Andy. And it also really sucks for me because my OCD is so fucking bad right now. I have been holding my pee for 2 hours because I know that if I go in there, they're going to start rubbing on my legs. They're going to start, like, trying to rub up on me, and I'm going to have to fucking wipe myself down with baby wipes and witch hazel again. And because these cats are genuinely filthy. They are so horribly filthy. And their little crying, one, is going to piss me off all night because they're going to be doing this all night. I just know it. But two, and the most important part of it, is that it's upsetting. If they weren't so filthy, I would be trying to get them used to each other a little bit more. You know what I mean? Like, I would be opening the door, putting one of them in the little clear backpack cat carrier that I have and trying to see if they'll, like, kind of get used to each other. I would be trying to somewhat introduce them so that Lucas gets a little bit more comfortable, sees that the kitten isn't a fucking threat, sees that the kitten is just a kitten, and settles the fuck down. And because I don't want him stressed out. Both of these guys are seniors. I don't want them stressed out. I do understand that introducing cats in general is a process and it's stressful for cats regardless. Like, across the board, it's always going to be stressful. I want to minimize the stress as much as I can. And if that means having a little extra stress in the beginning to kind of work on introducing them to make it quicker, I'm hoping that they'll settle the fuck down a little bit more. Like, Lucas is over here, like, glaring at the door. He's currently cleaning himself. Like, he's been just glaring at the door like a fucking gargoyle. And he's upset. Like, I can tell he's upset right now. And I don't want him to be upset. Andy could not care fucking less. He genuinely, I don't think I've ever met a cat that cared less about anything. Not give a fuck. And I really want, he is drinking. That's a good sign at least. What I'm gathering from this 16 minutes of me screaming and ranting is that I need to take a fucking THC and settle down. That's what I'm gathering from this, because I'm riled up, I'm very anxious, I'm very upset. My stomach is upset, but I think that's because I'm in my luteal phase and because I've been stressed out all day. Literally had a meltdown earlier about the cats and the possibility and thought of having fleas. Like, legitimately was crying in my bedroom. Cats, like, practically in my lap. Come on. Hi, baby boy. No, you're so stressed out. I love you so much. Sorry, you're looking at his ass. Hi, baby. I know. It'll hopefully get better soon. I know. My sweet boy. I love you. Yeah. It'll get easier. Soon you'll love them. I hope. I would like it if you loved them, because I quite like them. But I won't keep them if you don't like them, because they're supposed to be for you. Because I think I've said this before, these two are my priority above anything until they're adopted. And they're not getting adopted until I can discern whether or not they're going to get along. If they don't get along, I'm not keeping them. And as much as it pains me, because they are the sweetest fucking cats, they're both, like, and that's why they're screaming. They're clingy. They when I'm sitting in there, in my lap, they were rubbing up on me. They just wanted all of my attention. They're like these two. Like, they want to be near me. And I don't want to be away from them. They're new here. However, they're filthy. I'm not gonna go lay in there. The plan for tomorrow is I'm going to sit out here with Lucas and Andy all morning. They're gonna have to sit out here with me all morning. They're gonna have to deal with it and not go out on the porch until this lady gets here. And then once she gets here, I'm gonna hand off the cats. And once the cats are given to her, I'm going to put my cats on the porch so that they can hang out there, chill out, have fun, enjoy the porch. And I'm going to, once again, clean the bedroom, likely start laundry, and get shit going again. Which I'm dreading because I'm exhausted right now. And would rather not, hi Andy, and would rather not have to do all this again. But it's looking like I'm gonna have to clean my entire bedroom, mop my entire bedroom again. And then on to that, probably mop the entire fucking house again. Like, that sounds miserable, but it's, like, what else am I supposed to do? And then I don't even know how to deal with, like, when she gets back. Like, I don't know if she's gonna try to bring the house. I'm so frustrated, and I hate that my OCD is, like, so overpowering right now with all of this, and I feel like I'm gonna die if I don't adhere to it, or, like, get sick or something. Like, it's always something, and it pisses me off so bad, because I know it's stupid, I know it's irrational. I think I need to take a THC, because my OCD is very not good right now. I think I need to lobotomize myself a little bit. Oh, bless you. It was a little tiny sneeze. So I hope once they get groomed and brought here, it's better. I really, really wish she just did it herself. She was supposed to. She does that with this is why I was expecting it and asked about it, because she, like, her rescue does it for other people. Like, she had mentioned it, that she did it for other people, so I don't understand why it wasn't done for me. Especially when she acknowledged, like, yeah, I picked them up and they smelled like piss. Like, why did you not have the thought to be like, I really want to have a day off tomorrow, let me go wash them, you know? Or even just ask, be like, hey, they smell really bad. Are you able to wash them? What if I didn't have supplies to wash cats? So, I think I'm gonna go now. Today has sucked. I'm hoping it gets better. I'm hoping that tomorrow goes fine. I have groceries coming tomorrow. I'm getting some stuff that should last me through my birthday, which is nice. I bought myself some cookies that are also probably going to last through my birthday. This is my birthday week, so fingers crossed. I will probably give you guys an update later, all of this, about how it went, about how I feel. Because right now I'm very frustrated and annoyed, and I'm definitely having an OCD spiral at the moment. I'm not having a good time. Good. Hey, baby. I said, I just hope things get easier with time. I hope specifically him, gets used to the kittens over time. Because they're so cute. They're so fucking cute. And I really want to keep them. They're both such sweethearts. I really like them. I really love having them around. They're both, again, they're so sweet, and I don't want them to not be here, but if they don't like them, I'm not keeping them. And as much as that is sad to me, I'm not going to stress out my seniors more than a typical introduction would. So I'm gonna go for real this time. I will talk to you guys tomorrow about hopefully the good day that is tomorrow. See ya. Hey y'all. As promised, I will be talking about my day today. It is Sunday, March 15th. It is 8:03 p.m. And Lord have mercy, was today a long fucking day, just as I thought. So, last night, after I decided to go to bed, the kittens woke me up all fucking night. They woke me up several times throughout the night, meowing and scratching at the door, but they couldn't be let out because they were filthy, so I was not going to let them out. And then I kept waking up, I woke up 4 or 5 times outside of the kittens. Of course, the one night that I didn't want to go to the bedroom for really any reason, because I didn't want to rile up the kittens, is the one single night that I woke up and had to pee. And why that's so shocking is because typically I don't wake up and have to pee. Usually I wake up in the morning, like my bladder doesn't wake me up. I usually just sleep the night, and then when I have to wake up, I usually just pee when I get up. But my bladder woke me up in the middle of the night, and I tried to sleep through it because I didn't want to wake the kittens up, and I slept through it for about 2 hours, and I woke up every hour, and eventually I had to go. And then I decided to sleep in a little bit. I knew that the woman at the rescue was going to come at around 1 or 2. So I slept until 11 with the plan of cleaning at 11:30. And she calls me at about 11:15 saying, "Hey, I'm about to leave. Is that okay? Is it okay if I'm a little bit early?" And I said, "Yeah, that's fine. When are you going to be here? How long does it take for you to get here?" And she said, "Oh, don't worry, it takes me about an hour, plus I have to run a couple errands before I get to you." She somehow gets to me in 30 minutes because she was here at noon. And I was like, girl, what the fuck? And so I cleaned the bathroom in preparation for the kittens because she was... Sorry, hold on, let me back up. Because when she called me, she said, hey, is it okay if I just come to your house and we just bathe the cats together instead? And number one, my contamination OCD is evil and doesn't want that because, like, I don't want somebody in my house again, but also completely threw a wrench in my plans to clean while she was gone and then just get the kittens and, like, toss them in the clean bedroom. So I had to clean and, like, completely empty out my bathroom for the kittens after they get a bath so that I could clean the rest of my apartment because she was going to be in this room, in the living room, and then I was going to have to go to the other room, you know, to clean it because I'll get into that in a minute. But I knew that I was going to have to clean the other room anyway because they were contaminated. They were filthy and they were laying all over that room yesterday. So, like, of course I needed to clean the bedroom too. So she gets here. We got Orville. We got him. We washed him first. He was covered in fleas. Live fleas. So even through a Capstar, which I'm not familiar with Capstar because I wasn't up until about 12 hours ago. A Capstar, if you're not familiar, is an oral flea medication that you can give to cats, and usually it works pretty quickly. It takes away the, like, having to put stuff on the neck and worry about getting anything, like, you know, licking it off by accident, or another cat like it. She did say that they both smelled like an ashtray, which is incredible, suspecting that the person who was fostering them chain smoked around them, that their house is probably really dirty, and that maybe they have a flea infestation at their house. I am exhausted by the time she left. I am physically, like, feel like I could crumble and fall onto the floor. Part of that was because she got here way too quickly and I didn't have time to even take my THC, let alone have a meal. So, or have water. I had to almost immediately get up, go pee, and then start cleaning the freaking bathroom so that the kittens would have a place to go when they got washed off. And it really sucked because I had no energy. I had no glucose in me. With my contamination OCD, I wasn't really able to eat until I could shower, and that was several hours after she left. She leaves at like 1:30. Anyway, so that, and then also it's so that I can take the shower head and put it in my washer and just let it fill up my washer that way instead of having to carry a bucket because I hurt my back the other day with the bucket. But anyway, so I cleaned the whole apartment. I wiped all the surfaces. I put groceries away. Hi, Andy. Hi. So, hi. I wiped all my surfaces, literally every single surface I could possibly wipe. What else did I do? I cleaned my stove. I cleaned out my sink. I took out my trash. I changed all the cat litter. So I got the whole apartment clean, and it took me like several hours on an empty stomach. See, no glucose, crashing glucose most of the time. And I felt horrible. It was awful. And then after I was done, I brought Lucas and Andy inside because I had put them on the porch again with food and water. And so I was going to start laundry today and maybe introduce the cats to each other, but I think that's going to be a tomorrow thing. I'm too tired today. I'm too exhausted from all of that shit. So they are going to stay unintroduced for the time being. Tomorrow, I think, is going to be when I start trying to introduce them. I have a screen that I bought for my back porch that I've not installed, and I think I'm going to install it so that I can have them, like, sniff each other through it. And then I will also be trying to install that shower head. Fingers crossed, because last time I bought a shower head, the instructions of how to take my old one off and put the new one in made me so overwhelmed that I just gave away the shower head. It was so overwhelming and so, like, what's the word? Intimidating. It was so intimidating that I literally just gave it away. I was like, I'm not doing this, and I just gave it to somebody. For the rest of the night, I need to focus on, like, putting my planner together. And then what I also need to do is make a to-do list for tomorrow so that I can just, again, know what I'm doing tomorrow. Because I know that I want to put up the screen. I've talked for almost a fucking hour. I'm going to go. I'm going to go take a THC. I'm going to go take an immune booster. And I'm going to a couple spoonfuls of sorbet. So that is the end of this vlog. Thank you so much for watching. This is going to be horrible to edit. I'm gonna get going and do those things that I just mentioned, and I might hop into a call later. And yeah, I'm going to settle the fuck down because I'm tired and I need to fill out my planner. I will talk to you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching this vlog. Thank you so much for being here, even though these are boring.